Imagine your 15-year-old daughter sobbing on the phone, trapped by 6 angry strangers yelling at her in public, all because your dead ex-husband's mother lied to their church about you. Well, she picked the wrong mom to mess with. If you've ever wanted to serve justice on a silver platter to someone who twisted the truth and weaponized religion against your family, you're going to love this story. Smash that like button, subscribe, and get ready for one of the most satisfying cases of revenge you'll hear this week. When my husband died last year, I thought the nightmare was over. Turns out, it was just getting started. I'm a 46-year-old mother of 2 amazing daughters, 17 and 15. We were already recovering from a horrible betrayal. My ex had been cheating on me with another woman and had 2 children with her. Yep, double life. His affair partner also passed away in the same tragic accident that took him, leaving behind 2 orphan boys. Suddenly, his parents, my ex-in-laws, decided they wanted to play savior. Not just to those boys, but to my daughters too. But their version of savior was trying to force my daughters to accept those affair children as their baby brothers, the same kids who were a daily reminder of their father's betrayal. To top it all off, my ex-in-laws tried to gain custody of my daughters, yes, really, and even asked if they could move into my house. Spoiler alert, we're going to court over the first one, and the second will never happen while I'm breathing. It was my youngest daughter's birthday weekend. She didn't want to party yet, so I gave her some spending money and let her run wild at our local weekend farmers market, an event full of fresh produce, homemade sweets, and stalls run by smiling families. She was glowing, free, happy. For once, she wasn't thinking about death, trauma, or the word custody. But then my phone rang. Her voice was shaking. She was crying. "Mom, some old ladies won't leave me alone. They're yelling at me." I dropped everything and ran. When I got there, my daughter was backed into a corner by 6 older women, surrounding her like judgmental vultures. My oldest was with me, and I told her to get her sister's purchases and wait in the car. Then I turned to face the pack. They were berating my 15-year-old, calling her unchristian, accusing her of being heartless, saying she should obey her grandparents, that she was turning her back on family. One of them even had the audacity to say she was damning her soul. I recognized a few of them. They were from my ex-in-law's church, the same one I used to attend years ago. They told me I was the real problem for refusing to obey my ex's parents and for dividing the family. One woman hissed that I was breaking God's will. I told them where they could shove their hymns. But the scene got loud, messy, and eventually we were all asked to leave the market. They followed us to the car, shouting things I won't even repeat. That night, after I tucked my daughters into bed, both of them shaken and emotionally wrecked, I reached out to a friend who still attended that same church. Someone I trusted. And what he told me? It made my blood boil. My ex-mother-in-law had posted a massive sob story in their church's private Facebook group. According to her, we were cruel, ungrateful, and unchristian. She claimed we refused to help her and her husband, that we abandoned orphan boys, and worst of all, she said I rejected the babies because they were boys. Oh, and the real kicker? She said the affair partner was our surrogate, and that I couldn't accept the boys once they were born. I felt physically ill. She wanted a war of lies? Fine. But I had something she didn't, the truth. Since my divorce hadn't finalized before my ex died, I had every single piece of evidence I'd gathered, pictures, text messages, emails, you name it. And since we never signed a non-disclosure, I was legally free to share it all. So I did. I took the next day off, drove to a print shop, and paid extra for high-quality, full-color prints. Pictures of my ex making out with his affair partner in our living room. Screenshots of their texts, steamy, explicit, undeniable. Messages between him and his parents, where they fully acknowledged the affair and encouraged him to leave me. Emails where my ex-mother-in-law called my daughters bastards and said they were to blame for his death. That one was dated just 2 days after his funeral. But I wasn't done yet. I designed custom binders, just like the little prayer booklets the church hands out. Each binder opened to a photo labeled ex's name and affair partner's name, a love story, followed by pages of receipts. Then, on Sunday morning, I walked into that church before service. No one even looked at me. I quietly placed those binders right on the back table, where the church keeps extra hymnals for guests. And I walked out. By Monday, the Facebook group had exploded. The church's gossip mill went into overdrive. My ex and his mistress were called every name in the biblical dictionary. And while some members still criticized me for the divorce, many now understood. They even described me as a fallen sister, misled by grief, but worthy of redemption. A bit dramatic? Sure, but I'll take it. Even better? My daughters got apology letters. One woman baked us a casserole. Another invited us back to the church for healing. I won't lie, that part felt good. But the best part? My ex-in-laws got shamed out of the church entirely. My ex-mother-in-law posted some passive-aggressive wail on her timeline later that week. Something about the cruelty of youth and how the elderly are abandoned and unloved. She wrote, "If only my great son were still alive, he would have taken care of us." With what money, lady? I was the breadwinner. And your great son? He left you a legacy of lies, betrayal, and me. A woman who refuses to let her daughters be bullied by anyone. They wanted to paint me as the villain. They wanted to manipulate my daughters into forgetting the pain their father caused. They wanted to shame us into silence. Instead, they got exposed, disgraced, shunned by the very people they tried to rally. Because in the end, the truth sings louder than any hymn. Revenge doesn't always come with screaming matches or courtroom drama. Sometimes it comes in the form of neatly printed receipts, slipped quietly onto a church table. Sometimes, karma wears a Sunday dress. If this story gave you chills or made you want to high-five this mom, hit that like button right now. And tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying act of revenge you've ever seen? And don't forget to subscribe for more real-life stories where justice finally gets served.